And now, a final story from Out Loud. When I was 12, I snuck into the high school library with some friends of mine to peek at some sex education film strips. We had talked about it for weeks, and were really excited. I reached for a male film, and they reached for a female one. That was the first time I realized that other boys weren't feeling what I was feeling. For the next 4 years, I was on guard, making sure that nobody would figure out how I felt. I prayed every single day, asking God to make me like girls, like all the other boys did. I remember once going into the backyard in the middle of the night, kneeling on the wet grass and crying for God to please God, make me like girls. But no matter how much I prayed, the feelings I had wouldn't stop. The night before Thanksgiving in 1976, I was 16 years old. I decided I could no longer deal with being gay. I was too afraid to ask for help. I didn't want to feel this way anymore. So before I went to bed, I swallowed an entire bottle of sleeping pills. Well, I woke up at 3 a.m., my ears ringing so loud I couldn't hear anything else. Somehow I made it down to the basement in the dark, picked up the phone and dialed the operator and asked for the number to the hospital. I remember being afraid. If I stayed on the phone too long, I thought they might be able to trace the call. I told the nurse what I had done, and she begged me to let her send an ambulance. She said I needed to come to the hospital before it was too late, but I knew if I told her my address, I'd have to explain to my parents why I didn't. I couldn't tell them I liked boys. So I hung up the phone and stood there crying. After a while, I slowly made my way back upstairs, and I lay down to pray one last time. I was convinced it would be my last prayer. On Thanksgiving afternoon, I woke up with my mom shaking me. What's wrong with you, baby? You've been sleeping all day. I just told her I didn't feel well. She assumed I had the flu and tried to make me feel as comfortable as she could. It took days for the ringing to stop and the dizziness to go away. Today, I thank God. I thank God for helping me that Thanksgiving night in 1976. Had I died that night, I would have missed traveling to France so my dad could show me where he grew up. I would have missed babysitting my nephews and watching them grow into amazing adults. I would have missed skiing for the first time in Colorado's mountains. I would have missed being here this afternoon with Out Loud. I would have missed a truly awesome life. So you see, we have to make sure it gets better for all LGBT kids. We're losing too many kids to hopelessness and despair. We need to speak out and make it better for all kids who are born different and wonderful and weird.
Some days it seems like love's in short supply. Instead of understanding, what I hear is an eye for an eye. There's gotta be a better way. I'm trying to do my part, so starting today, from deep within my heart, I speak out peace, I speak out hope, I speak out boldly so that everyone will know. Life gets better, the future's brighter, burdens feel much lighter when I speak out.
you're a great audience. No, don't go anywhere. Shauna, we have to have you up here because, but this show is particularly challenging to put together. You can imagine how hard we had to work to put this together. But there's two individuals that I'd really like for you to meet. They are kind of my right-hand people. They're never ever going to be recognized. They're never ever going to be known. But there is a man named Charlie Houston who worked in Chicago with the choruses there, and he moved to Colorado Springs. And hold on, because I want them to know about this. And Charlie took all the stories from Out Loud and scripted everything that you heard tonight. And before we give him recognition, I'm going to make him come forward, is another young man that spent literally weeks and weeks and weeks putting the video and all the work that you saw behind the chorus together. And there was a lot of research and work for him to do. And again, they're both very humble and wonderful people, but the other one's name is Dale Timms. So I want you to meet Dale Timms and Charlie Houston.